Well, hello again, guys. This is Diamond from Diamond Shine Soap. I am so excited to see today. Today, we're going to make some pine tar soap, but I want to let you guys know if you want the whole recipe, it will be linked in the description box. It will take you straight to my Patreon where there will be PDF recipes. You can print those things out. It's also a lot of skincare recipes, body butters, candles. You will not be disappointed. I'm super excited about this project today. So let's just talk about it. So obviously, pine tar has been used for a long time. Okay, it is very good for your skin. It is cleansing. It's soothing. It calms irritation. It also adds like a silky feeling to your soap. It's good for psoriasis, eczema. It's also good for bug bites, mosquito bites, itching, things like that. Pine tar goes straight into your oils, okay? Your oils and your butters. And so you don't add it to the lye, and it definitely thickens up, okay? Whenever you add it to your soap, it thickens it up. So you got to move very quick, and you also got to soap cool. We're going to be using some bentonite clay. I'm going to give you guys some additives so you can turn this into a Dr. Squatch bar. Okay, we're going to do a Dr. Squatch copycat. Unfortunately, I'm not going to be doing that, but I'm going to give you guys all of the ingredients to accomplish that. Okay, so inside of this lovely bowl right here, we have some canola oil. We also use some grapeseed oil. We use some coconut oil. We use some vegetable shortening. We use some castor oil, okay? This right here that you see me putting in, that is that bentonite clay. I love putting bentonite clay in my soap. It acts as a powerful detoxifier, and it also absorbs oil. It draws out impurities, toxins, heavy metals from the skin due to the negative electrical charge when hydrated. I know that's a lot, but baby, you got to use it, okay? So the thing about the bentonite clay is it does darken the soap, but we don't even have to worry about darkening the soap. The pine tar alone will do the job. So when I first started thinking about making pine tar, I had to do a whole lot of research, because one thing you're going to learn about pine tar is pine tar will get inside the soap, and it will thicken up so fast that it will literally just turn into paste. It'll turn into paste. You do not need a stick blender, okay? I want you guys to see it. When I made this recipe in the soap calculator, 10% was I think 10% is good. 10% is good. It's fair. It's not going to be too dark. It's going to be dark though, okay? So I'm going to go ahead and add my pine tar to the bowl. As you guys can see on my left-hand side, that is my lye water solution. I have not mixed that yet. In this recipe, we will, like I said, if I did not say this earlier, we will not be using an immersion blender. There's no need, because this accelerates so fast that if you use an immersion blender, it's just going to give you less work time, and you will not need it. Okay, so when it comes down to making this soap, you need to make sure that you soap pretty cool. And let me give you guys the recipe. You're going to need about 16.61 ounces. And this is for my 5-pound mold. You'll need about 16.61 ounces of canola oil. When it comes down to our grapeseed or safflower oil, you can use 16.61 ounces of that. We're using coconut oil. That's going to be 8.31 ounces. We're also going to be using vegetable shortening. That's 4.15 ounces. Our castor oil, we're going to be using 3.32 ounces. Now, when it comes down to the pine tar, I use about 5 ounces, okay? And when it came down to the bentonite clay, because I used that in mine, I used about 2 tablespoons of that. You could use more, but that's how much I used. The sodium hydroxide, I used about 7.1 ounces, and also distilled water, 5.68 ounces, okay? Now, as I mix this lye water in, guys, things are going to start moving pretty fast. So make sure that you grab your fragrance, have everything you need right here in front of you. I'm going to be using my Iced Vanilla Woods. Let me tell y'all why I chose Iced Vanilla Woods. Whenever you make a soap like this and it has like a strong scent, you want to typically go with something like Iced Vanilla Woods, like something with a wood smell to mask it, because most people cannot handle the smell of pine tar soap. It stinks so bad that it make you just sometimes, just sick in your stomach just smelling it. So if I had to smell that in my bathroom all the time, I would not like it. But iced vanilla wood smell pretty good. I find that men tend to like iced vanilla woods a lot. Women like it too. But when it came down to the men, hands down, that's one of their favorite scents. So you want to use something with like a wood, okay? Because to be honest with you, this pine tar is from a wood. So it does have like a wood note to it. So you could just take that and kind of mix that together and it all flows, okay? And as you guys can see, with me mixing it together, it is thickening it up so fast. So when you make this, make sure you have all of your soap equipment together. Now, if you wanted to turn this into a Dr. Squatch recipe, I'm going to give you what you need to make it. And I'm switching into this bowl so you guys can see it a little better. It was nothing wrong with using the red bowl, but I just felt like, using something a little bit more translucent or clear, you guys can see just a little bit better. Now, if you wanted to turn this into a Dr. Squatch recipe, you can take that vegetable shortening and you could turn that into lard, that portion, okay? And also, or you could do just half and half. You can use pumice in it, and I believe that if you use that pumice, just use like 2 tablespoons of it or 3. I probably wouldn't go over 3. If you want to use activated charcoal in it, because that is in Dr. Squatch recipe, you could use maybe 1 or 2 teaspoons. I would use teaspoons, not tablespoons of activated charcoal. Activated charcoal is very harsh. It can be very drying. And also he used kaolin clay. They use essential oils in theirs, pine, cedar wood, and orange. They mix those together. So you can mix all of that together. And of course, make sure that you follow the ratios that they provide with the essential oils. They tell you the percentage that you can use because every essential oil is different. Some are more diluted than others. So just follow the usage rate from the essential oil, okay? Now, this thing is thickened up and it's kind of like chocolate. If you guys want to know like exactly what I think of it, it's really like it's really like chocolate. But me, I already reached a trace, but I wanted it to be thick enough that when I pour it, I can just take the back of my spoon and just design the top. So I'm just pretty much stirring it. And at the same time, I wanted to make sure that I gave you guys the full recipe. But like I said, if you guys want the PDF recipe, I will give that to you free of charge. And you can just go ahead, link yourself into the description box, go to that link, click on it, go to that link and just go to the Patreon, okay? So now what we're going to do is we are going to pour this soap. And now when it came down to the temperatures, I'm going to give you guys again, I let my lye cool all the way down to 71. Listen, I let it cool down to 71 because I knew it was going to get hot. And then sometimes when you add fragrance, it get even hotter. And I allowed my oils to cool down to about 93, 94. Maybe I might have got, between 90 and 93, that's where I pretty much allow it to cool down to, okay? And that is the temperature that I soaked at. Now, if I soaked at that temperature all the time with different recipes, I probably would have spots all over my soap. But because this one, heated up the way it did, it accelerated pretty fast, it will all work out. So one more thing that I could tell you guys, another way to make this recipe is to pour basically your lye into ice, like weigh out ice as if it was distilled water and pour your lye into that, and that way it will cool down rapidly. And as you guys can see, this is pretty thick, but it's not too thick. I was kind of scared. I was like, I gotta make sure this fragrance agree with this soap. But Iced Vanilla Woods is a pretty good soap and fragrance. I never had any issues out of it, so I was okay. So this one was perfect, okay? All right, so I honestly, listen, once I made it with the Iced Vanilla Woods, I could not smell the soap anymore. I can no longer smell it. It no longer stinks, okay? The only thing I smelled when I was walking in my house all day since I made this soap is Iced Vanilla Woods, all right? If you guys want to know where exactly I got the Iced Vanilla Woods so that you can have it strong and perfect, I'll link that in the description box. That will be in my Patreon as well. Guys, when you come over to the Patreon And you getting all of these free recipes and stuff like that, soap recipes, all of that kind of stuff. Just consider joining. You know what I'm saying? Consider joining the community, because in that community, you can learn how to really honestly launch your whole entire business. I do not put up no bull crap, okay? First, you want to bang that mold down as much as you can. You know why? Because if you don't do that, you're going to have air bubbles. You will have air bubbles, and you'll be asking people, what are these bubbles inside of my soap? That is air, my friend. That is air. So I'm just going to go ahead and just take the back of my spoon and just pull everything to the middle. And it just makes, I don't know, it just makes it so cute when you do it this way. So I always do this to my soap. It's either that, or you put the X's on the top, or do the little swirl. I like it this way. So I'm just going to do that. And also, guys, I usually don't cut the soap on camera, but today I was like, you know what? Let me come back and cut this soap for my La Familia, okay? Okay, so this is my finished soap. It came out perfect, guys. Listen, when I tell you I was proud of this, because I'm telling you, I hate when soap come out with spots and oh my God, I just hate it. And this came out so perfect. It didn't overheat and crack. It just made me so excited. So I'm going to go ahead and I am going to cut the bar and show you exactly how it looked on the inside. There goes my baby. Look at her, look at her, look at her. This is such a beautiful bar, guys. Look at it. Oh my God. It really like milk chocolate. It's so smooth, so creamy. I love this recipe. I love these bars. Like I told you guys, if you want the entire recipe, I will link it in the description box free of charge. It's going to be on my Patreon, of course, and make sure you become a member so that you can always have access to my recipes. Anyway, I look forward to seeing you guys again soon. I am loving these bars.